Hey. I'm just saying, folks. If you know what, you need to watch this. You guys need to watch this. Sit tight. We have a doozy for you today. We have a doozy. What's going on, folks? It's your boy Sir Tokes, aka the Beast, aka the Bald Assassin.
Join the club, sir.
Yep, I had to join the club. I had to join the club. I
club.
was looking bushy tailed and like, wow. I had to just
I'm
crazy.
not only the club president, but I am a customer.
And that right there, sir, is Mr. Slang Hue, world's famous, as
The
always.
librarian.
Yes, the librarian in the confines of new facilities.
Yeah, soon
Yes.
to be permanent. So you
Well,
guys will see me here more often in the near future.
that's all good. That's all good. As long as the setup is still there, we don't care where you're doing it. Just keep on
Oh yeah,
doing
that'll
it.
be
That's all.
definitely better than this because this is makeshift right now, as you can see. I'm
This is just
looking
this is just putting
grainy
things
like
on
a
books.
pot of uncooked rice right now. I'm looking like
Oh,
I probably sound
again,
like that too.
you sound great. You sound great. Don't worry about that.
Okay,
Audio
good,
is
good,
always kicking, always kicking. So
good.
we're good there. But yeah, we're back for another episode of Darkness with Ginger Hue. We're a bit off kilter due to personal situations, but we are back and better health wise. Yes.
And it's not about getting knocked down. It's about getting up and what you do
Yeah.
after you get up. And in the paraphrase of the great prophet Rocky Balboa,
Very true. Very
it's
true.
not
And those are
it's
those are
not
pure
about
words.
getting hit. It's about what you do when you get hit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
rah 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 rah.
Again, you just hit the nail on the head about some nostalgia right there. Those quotes those are like nuggets. It like I mean, I've seen videos on YouTube that have his movie quotes in there.
Oh yeah,
Rocky was
100%.
the ultimate underdog that everybody loved,
Mm-hmm.
no
At
matter.
least for the first four movies, me personally. After that, it's
Mm,
like
mm, yeah, 5, 6, and onwards. It kind of got they were
yeah.
dragging it on, but now again, and we've talked about it before. There's a lot of these remakes that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
As much as they're different characters, it's still the same story, and they're just trying to just reignite the younger crowd or the new crowd to what we grew up with. And there's like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of input. I mean, Rocky was or Sylvester Stallone was very very impactful in the whole Creed series, right?
100%.
And it's pretty much the same thing. It's mirrored only to a new urban style, and I think
Mm-hmm.
they've done a great job with that. A great
Absolutely.
job with that, and they're doing that with a lot of different shows and movies too. So, shout out
Michael
to
B. Jordan doesn't have many duds, you know. He doesn't
yep,
really have when it
even
comes
on
to
TV, bro.
everything. That's what I'm saying. Almost everything he's in, he's been good at least, and
Yeah,
the actual project has been pretty solid, especially the bigger ones.
I didn't even realize he was on an episode of House,
Yeah,
and I'm
he did
like,
a lot, man. Especially in the younger years, he did a lot of that.
grind. He's been grinding for from time.
Well,
I knew him
absolutely.
as Wallace from The Wire. I'm like, yo, this guy's gonna be a star. He was good in that, and he
Wallace,
was young.
I don't want to
He was
play.
all right.
I just don't want to play.
Yeah.
I could quote that movie for days. I mean, that show
Oh
for
my,
days.
that show is legendary. Again, I might have to
Favorite of all time.
might have to go back and start watching that one again. That's a
Was watching it
great
yesterday.
show. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great one. But yeah, we talking about some things that is on my mind. I took the reins this time. I said let me give you
Mm-hmm.
drop some topics.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the number one topic that everybody seems to be talking about is this whole war and this whole fuel crisis that is going on. That they're putting the gold in the fuel lines for you to run your vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have heard and read that there's a lot of organizations that are helping compensate for this fuel crisis. Not only the companies
Mm.
that you're working for, but the government itself
Oh,
is
okay.
also. I brought up some stats. A lot of even actually recently, Canada got on that whole train too.
I was
They
about to
said
ask,
they're
is that
going to,
Canada?
yeah, Canada just well, they are cutting the taxes from now until Labor Day.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. Now I posted that on Facebook. Oh, sorry, yeah, on
What,
Facebook, and
so,
people were
sorry,
like,
what kind of taxes?
the HST, GST, whatever,
On gas, like on
fuel.
automobile gas or
Yes, yes.
gas, period?
I think it's just automobile fuel type
Okay.
of gas.
So why
So
isn't the prices dropping? But anyway, keep going. Sorry.
again,
You know how I get there.
it won't. You won't. I guess they said it won't. You won't see it, but you'll feel it, type of thing. I'm like, yo,
What? Anyway.
yeah. It's a long
Yeah,
term,
I ain't feeling
medium
it till
term.
I see it. Okay, I don't understand. I'm gonna feel it when I touch the pump. The pump is just
Yo,
gonna be like,
you might see
ah.
you might see I don't know, 172.9 at the pump, but then usually it's coming out as $95. Instead, it's coming out as $92.
172.9 sounds like an AM radio station. It should
Yeah.
never be on the gauge. It
I
should
remember
never be on the gauge. Crazy.
someone showed me a nostalgic poster or picture of a Shell gas station, and the gas was 52, not even, sorry,
Hmm.
42.9. I'm like,
And that was probably
yo,
like 90s, 2000s.
yep,
We're not even
yep.
talking
I
about
was in high school them
80s and
times.
70s and them things. Like before our time, before we started really driving, or when we just started driving, gas was
I
even
was
less
I
than
was
that.
I
So
was shocked. I was
it's a
shocked how
wild
this
time,
place
boy.
can just go crazy like that, gas wise. But yeah, I was looking at
Mhm.
how countries and organizations are compensating. Uh, Number one, I've seen and have heard this, is that a lot of organizations are giving $25 gift cards to gas companies such as Esso and Shell,
Okay,
to their employees,
okay.
saying, "Hey, you know what? We understand. Here you go." Some are not even just giving them the $25 gift. Some of them are giving $100 bonus or on top of what they are making because of
My
the hard
company would
times,
never.
right? And then I was looking into it a little bit deeper. I'm like, what about from the root? How we know what's going on? Go from the root. So I checked out, and a lot of countries now are giving quick relief. Again, like you said, taxes. Germany has cut off, I guess, a 0.17. I guess I don't know what their denomination or their currency is. Sorry, per liter temporarily. That's for them. Italy
Hmm.
has reduced uh, fuel tax and have forced lower prices. Brazil has suspended diesel taxes to bring prices down. So again, these are people that are just saying no more.
Hmm.
Same with Spain is also cutting their taxes to about I guess 30 cents. I guess you can say the equivalent is per liter. So that's
Okay.
again a I think that's a more smoke and mirrors type of tactic, just like what Canada's doing. Said, oh, it's just a tax, but you're still at the pump, you're still paying this amount of money for this tax for this gas. Sorry, I'm like, it's a cool trick. It's a
Yeah.
cool trick, and that people are getting fooled by that, and they're still rushing to the pump. It's almost
Well,
like
you ain't got no choice.
it's
And
true,
that.
but
Go ahead.
there's other countries that are even going beyond that, and that's
Mhm.
even them not telling them to come to work. They're telling people in Europe, they're telling people work from home. If you don't need to
Europe is
travel,
always the best.
if you don't need to travel, or you travel, sorry, from a long distance, and you can work from home.
Europe is always the best when it comes to work to employee relations. They're always they're. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's all of Europe, but generally speaking, they treat work like it's not supposed to be your life. It's supposed to help sustain your life. But like what's the saying that they have here? Like we work to live and they live. Sorry,
Right?
they work to
It-
live and we live to work.
we live to work.
Yeah,
They work to live.
to live. Something like that. Something like that. So basically, like our jobs are supposed to be our lives, whereas their jobs is just supposed to support their
Their
life,
lifestyle.
their lifestyle. Exactly. That's
Yeah,
a better way to put it.
and it's scary because I'm like, we are now. I mean, Europe. Would you see? Is and this is what gets me confused sometimes. You have the first world, then you have the third world. Is Europe in the second world type of thing? Like, are
Depends
they
on which
first?
country. Depends on which
Oh, okay.
country. Because
Because
that's like
again,
North America. Technically, Mexico would be considered third or second world, but it's still North
really?
America. As last I checked, it could be a
Okay.
different rating now, but last I checked, Europe. I mean, Mexico is third or maybe second world, but there was definitely a time Mexico was third world,
Yeah, I know at one point they were
and
third
we
world.
were all first.
Yeah, yeah. But again, you notice how again Europe always seems to look out for their people. And yes, they
Citizens.
have their own issues, but honestly, I mean, you have some countries have a 4 or 5 day work week. Like you're not allowed to work
And a
on
couple
certain days.
hours
Yeah,
break
some are
in
extended,
between
some are have
shifts.
the condensed hours of work,
Yep.
right? And it's a permanent thing. Like you can't do this. I remember back in the day here, you weren't most stores establishments were not open on Sundays. It was officially a day
Yeah,
of rest.
yeah, that was a
And
time.
I'm like,
Yep.
yo,
Not
but then
anymore.
I
They
don't know
said,
why they
but
changed.
well, you know why they wanted more
Well,
people, more production and more money,
yeah,
and it's almighty dollar. And there was,
and
I mean,
look,
there was that was at a time where religion was a, a real thing, and now it's
yeah,
they've taught us, or I shouldn't even say they taught us, because my stance is in a somewhat of an agreement, but
they've
they've changed the impact of what religion
right,
is. It's like
right,
taking prayer out of schools and all
yeah.
these little things
Oh,
that we grew up with
man,
that they
hey,
got rid of.
don't
Yeah,
get me started on that
but
stuff, man. The
I,
Lord's prayer
we're
out
going
of
a
the
different
schools.
way. That's a different. We might be going a different route, but I again, that's not something I necessarily disagree with, because
Okay,
it was in particular, and even on a large scale of what we're speaking to, it was a Christian way of doing things, and it did not represent all of the students, or even a good majority of students that were, because Muslims, Islam is there,
yeah,
especially now, it's even more vast of different
true,
religions in schools.
but
So if you're going to
but
do it
isn't
for one, do it for all.
but isn't it true that once you leave one place and establish or take on the role of being a Canadian, are you not going to confide to at the time? I'm not saying now. At the time, confide to what they taught you to how to be a Canadian. This is how we are. We were a British colony for the longest time,
We still
and
are, as far as I know.
well, I
We
mean,
still
yeah,
technically we still
we
pay the queen.
technically are. Yes,
Yeah,
we still all hail the queen or the king or whatever. But
still on
yes,
our
what I'm
money.
saying, and then that monarch,
Hmm.
right? That monarch was all about a whole religious backing. It is
Hmm.
huge. It is huge, right down to the Pope himself, right? Those
Hmm.
guys, they're tight. So I thought because of how connected we are to the royal family and the way they are doing things in the UK, that hey, you you see what we're doing, you guys have to do it. If you're coming here, you guys got to do it too.
I'm not disagreeing with that thought process, um, and I don't have an argument to that in the case of back in the day, but that's
Yes,
why it's also changed, because
yes.
that
I'm
back
not
in the
saying it should be the way.
yeah,
I'm saying that's how it was back in the day.
and not only even that, even if we're saying
Oh, I think my homie has lost connection. But again,
oh,
let's. Oh,
I
there you
don't
are.
know if you heard me. Yes,
Sorry.
the last thing I said is, even if we're doing the Lord's Prayer for Christians, there's not only one type of Christian. What you were referring to was Catholicism, like Catholics, but
Yes.
there are
Yes.
Baptists, there's Pentecostals, there's all
Yes.
these different sects, and this is why it doesn't necessarily make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
I'm on the other hand, I'm not in disagreement of God per se being in school, but then what is that?
Then you
And we're
open a
going on a
can of
whole different
worms.
path. Exactly, because then
Yeah.
that's a whole different. Everybody has a different view and of how to represent their
Correct.
beliefs,
Correct.
which
Correct.
I think they should. I think they should all be represented. But it becomes down to, if you represent one, then it becomes that
You
slippery
got to
slope
read.
again.
Yeah, I do agree. It's a very slippery slope when it comes to religion and the country's beliefs. Because a
Hmm.
country, of a perfect example, a country like Iraq is a Muslim country,
Hmm.
and anybody who is, I guess, practicing a different way, they tend to get dealt with a certain way,
But
right?
that's not exclusive to Iran. That was
No, I'm just saying.
Canada and
I was just using it.
America. No, I get it. I'm just saying that was
Yeah.
a that because we often, again, also we're often inundated with this idea that these third world or Muslim or other religion countries
Mhm.
have a way of doing things. Christian countries were doing like the whole
Oh yeah.
um, the witch hunt and all these different things that was happening in the name, or the Crusaders, or all these things, slavery, these
Schools,
things that were done in
the
the
schools,
name of the Bible,
the
in
indigenous
the
schools that they had here.
this indigenous schools, all of these
Mm,
things. So the only thing I think, to your point, I think the Catholic schools, or if you are a religious school, if you're a Jewish school, if you're a Catholic school, whether you are funded by the public or you're a private school, it, to your point of assimilation, if you're going to a Catholic school, you should be expecting Catholic teaching. If you're
yes,
going to a Islamic school, you should expect to be taught Islam. You should expect for school to
yes,
stop to pray 5 times a day. If you're
yes,
going, you should expect pork not to be in the cafeteria. Like,
correct.
just,
No, 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 you're
that makes
100%,
sense to me. That's like
100%.
going to French immersion and you're saying, "Oh, I'm not going to learn French." That makes no sense.
True. That's true. Now, on top of that, then, would you say if the powers that be said, you know what, we're going to introduce the Islamic way of teaching in their own schools, like part of the school board, would
Mhm.
that be a good choice? And they would have to change the way they teach things, and they like, for instance, praying. Five,
Mhm.
is it 5 or 6?
5, as far as I know.
5? Okay. Again, they would separate the school time that you can be allowed to pray to
Mhm.
allow you to respect the culture or the religion that you're following, right? Do
No,
you think that's a good thing that that's a good way of life for a
not in
country
a
like
public school. Not in a public
not per,
school. If
not,
it's
not per
specifically
se
an Islamic
public?
school. Right.
No, okay, but are there any real Islamic schools in
I'm
Canada?
sure they exist. Yeah, I'm sure they actually exist. I
Is
don't know if they're
Islamic
public
that
though.
part of no, but the thing is, okay. No, let me rephrase
Like, I
that.
mean, sorry, when I say I don't know if they're public, I don't know if they're open to anybody can go, like a
Okay,
Catholic school is
okay.
now.
That's what I was
That
gonna
I
say.
don't know.
Are they open to everybody? Is it just
That I
because
don't know.
again,
Because
back
again, when I was coming up in my grade school and even high school, you couldn't go to Catholic school unless you were Catholic. That
true,
changed
right?
after,
That's very
when where
true.
they
That is very
became
true.
more
You had to have the
government funded.
paperwork. You had to have the
Yes,
paperwork to
you had to prove
establish
it.
yourself in,
Right,
yes, you had to
right,
prove. And
right.
that's the way of life, and it should. You
No,
should prove it back in
I'm
the
not
day,
against that at all.
right?
I'm not against that at all.
But again, we are talking back in the day. We are talking
Yeah.
back in the day, and
Oh no, I
uh,
think that should be the case even now. Like,
oh,
I
really?
still think that should. Yeah, I don't. Again, it doesn't make sense. Let's even take it out of schools. It doesn't make sense for me. To me, you say you're going to police academy, but you want to be a firefighter.
Mm.
That doesn't make sense.
That goes that makes sense what you say because there's a lot of people who want to go policing and they go security job, like security work. Is that the same?
Well, that's a pipeline. No, I wouldn't say that's the thing. Because security can be a pipeline to becoming an officer. It looks good on your resume. Even if, even if, you know what, you're
But
right
I hear what you're
in
saying.
the fact
I like your analogy is a bit better because it's pretty much two opposites. Yeah.
it's your intention. Because yes, you could go to police academy and you just want that on your resume to become a firefighter, maybe. But why
Mhm,
would you
mhm.
do that when you could go straight to
Yeah.
firefighting school?
Right.
So
That's
that
right.
my comparison there is only, why would you go to Catholic school if you don't want to be in a Catholic culture? or a
Right.
Catholic environment.
Right.
Why would I go to, or not even, or, I'm not going to, I grew up Pentecostal, but
Mhm.
I went to Catholic school. And one of the best parts of it was getting a more well rounded vision of religions. I took world religions uh, in my later years in high school, and that taught
Mhm.
me more about how other religions work, which is
Right.
it's a good thing. But I had to go through confirmation. I had to go through, and I'm not Catholic, but my parents
Mm.
wanted me to go Catholic school, so I
Gotcha.
had to
Gotcha. Gotcha.
and get in just because
Hey.
back then, if you remember, Catholic school was supposed to be the better schools, like their
Yeah. Yeah.
teachings is better and
But
all of it, which
there
was
was different
crap.
levels. You had public school, Catholic school, then you had the private school.
Private, yes,
I'm
which
like,
is foolish.
wow.
Private, none of these are
So
better than private. Might be better just
cash
because of the numbers,
grab.
but it was
Cash
all foolish. It's
grab.
all foolish. But I say that to
Cash
say I couldn't go. I did go to Catholic school and not be Catholic because of family.
grab. Hmm.
But for me to go in there and tell them I'm not doing the sign of the cross, which I didn't, because it's not forced on you either. But for
True.
me to try to make them not do it because I feel offended and it's not my religion is ridiculous.
Mm.
There's a
It's like,
bigger scale argument on this. It's the
oh,
same way I
you're
feel
right.
about
You're right. No, right.
the same way I feel about why, for example, black people want to be accepted in places that they're not wanted. Build your own. Build your own. Just build your own. Stop begging to get into places that you're not
It's
wanted.
not as easy. That's the thing. That's why they want to.
It
They want
isn't. That's a
to
big.
infiltrate,
That's what I said. It's a bigger scale
right?
thing. But we
Right.
also
So
are.
they try to
We're yeah.
infiltrate, get the information, get the know-how, bring it back to the people, then build. So there's always one that has to be that one that gets the lickings,
I agree.
right?
The only issue there is a lot of times it becomes a one of two things. You either get fully assimilated, so you become one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not speaking race alone. I'm speaking
No.
religion. I'm speaking
Yeah.
economics. I'm
Yeah.
speaking all this. Or
Hmm.
you think, or you which is a version of the same thing. You take what you learned and try to apply it completely on your environment, forgetting that you're from a different place and your things are different
Yeah.
over here.
Right. So you're
You judge. You're just
just
copying.
copying and
Yeah,
pasting that,
you're not
and
taking, like you said, pieces of
you're not
information.
integrating it the way that it should be taught to you to make it work. You're like
Right.
saying, well, red
This is how it's
and
supposed to be done.
blue will make purple. Let's go over here. Red and blue, but we don't have any purple. Well, you have something close to it. It should work.
We got
That's what they
fuchsia.
told me.
We got fuchsia. Fuchsia can work. We
All of
can
a sudden,
make fuchsia.
all of a sudden,
Make it work.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. This is what they
Which
told
is
me.
full circle,
Okay.
which is what they're trying to tell us to do with these gas prices.
Yeah,
Make it
again,
work.
yeah, that's exactly it. And again, going back to that, there's a lot of countries that have frozen gas prices. Like they're not
Mm,
part of the whole. I don't think they're wouldn't say they're part of the problem, but they're not part of what's going on. So
hmm
why are they going to punish their country? A place like Hungary, China, Austria, all of them have frozen gas prices.
mm.
Like it's not getting any higher. It could go lower, but it's not getting any higher from where they had it. And if it does, like they'll take the loss. The government will take the loss. So kudos to those folks for doing
That's
that.
actually amazing. I don't, and
Yeah,
again, that's what we get for first world living. They're not doing that. They're about the profit margin
but
for what
again,
they
like I
get.
said, as I told you, there's if they can't, if a country can't do that, as I said, they are cutting the unnecessary travel or behavior, the behavior changes of the city or the country, so you can definitely still exist. So for like I said, in
Mm,
the UK, they encourage people to drive less and cut unnecessary trips. Right. Also, they're promoting working from home and less travel. In Pakistan, they've reduced to a 4-day work week to save fuel. Again, they never had a 4-day work week, but because of this, they're giving you a 4-day work week. Now, that brings me to a nice segue. Is like, do you think you can get everything done in your job in 4 days? thing is gone again. I thought he was just toying with me, but
Well,
he's having some internet problems.
it's not. No, it's not me this time. It's not me. Don't try. I was waiting for you to come back just to say it's not me this time. Nice try. Yeah, nope, nope, nope. Yeah, I'm in good internet today, son, and I'm not in the
but
basement.
but yeah, do you think we can get our work done in 4 days?
Well, humans are very resilient and adjustable people. If you whatever we are given to do, especially in countries in which, like we just discussed, we're taught that our livelihoods are more important than our lives,
Mhm,
we're gonna
mhm.
do it. We're gonna do it. So if you,
Okay.
I it's there's so many things, so many examples of this. Like, but I'll give you a personal one. Uh,
Mhm.
they they want us to come back to work almost full time. There's not much pushback, and even when we do push back, it's like, well, yeah, so
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's
And
that's the kind of that, and I'm not saying that every company's like this or every employee is
right,
like us, but
right.
a vast majority of people live check to check, as we know. So risking your job
Mhm, mhm.
is difficult for people to do. Standing up, and that goes from your job all the way up to standing up to government. North Americans don't tend to fight their government, whereas that in Europe they might burn down the building. We've only when these guys rushed Capitol Hill in the state,
Mhm,
it was
mhm,
like,
mhm,
whoa!
mhm,
Imagine they're doing that. Wow,
mhm.
it was crazy. But we've
Mhm.
seen countless riots and marches and these types of protests going on in other countries, right? Going right all the way up to whatever the major, especially if it's
Yeah,
not a dictatorship, and sometimes even if it is, we don't
yeah.
do
So
that.
again,
We just take it.
you have to have courage and, as they say, balls to stand up to certain type of government, because some of them, again, wherever whatever country they are, they don't stand for it, and they will make you an example, and you will disappear.
But it's V for Vendetta, right? The people,
Yeah,
the government should be afraid of the people, not the other way around. And
but
often, the people are
and I
afraid of their
but
government.
I do think that the first world countries are just so spoiled, and they're it's so much of an abundance of things that they don't realize that there is a problem. And like again, I'm here, I haven't really eaten. I'm like, well, I could just get somebody to order some food and drop it off in my face. And I'm like, yeah. Meanwhile, someone in wherever is having to go sleep on a hard floor,
Mm-hmm.
only to get up early in the morning to go find their food to
Mm-hmm.
eat. You know what I'm saying? So again, we take it for granted. We take a lot of the stuff
Yeah,
for granted,
exactly.
and
And like we
we
said
don't
on the
realize.
last show, I think we're paid just
Mhm.
enough not to riot, right?
Yeah, and again, and that's why I think why we don't stand up, and like the whole
Mm-hmm.
Hill thing. That was just certain people doing certain things, and you know what? Kudos to them, because they actually, again, they took the risk and they went
Mm-hmm.
and fought. Meanwhile, again, we hear talking about gas prices are high, and all of a sudden they say, "Hey, we're going to cut the taxes for a couple months," and then you just roll over and show your belly. Okay, no problem. And I'm like, "Yo," and I think
A lot of
I
acceptance.
posted as a joke. I'm like, but a lot of people are thinking, "Yeah, man, did you hear Carney? Yeah, he's cutting the taxes for what? That long, man." Meanwhile, you still have other expenses you have to deal with.
Yeah.
It
And
doesn't
are we
stop.
really going to see that effect? And if we do see the effect, it's going to take months,
But
not immediate. It's
I don't think you're
immediate.
gonna. We're not gonna see an effect.
I don't
Honestly,
believe so.
that is
I don't
smoke and
know.
mirrors.
Not a good
Tax,
one. Not a
GST,
drastic one.
HST, for how long? Until August slash September? Come
Mm,
on, that's
right.
a joke. That is a joke thing for real. You're
And
not helping
everything
anybody.
gets affected. Plane flights, cargo. So that means the groceries are going up again. Like we talked about just the other
Yeah.
day,
Someone
$1 a month.
someone told me, hey, the reason why gas prices are obviously, yes, the reason gas prices are so high and everything is so high is because the need is high. I'm like, is it really though? The need is not high
No,
anymore.
bro. That is. I would really like to discuss that with somebody, but that literally does not make retail business sense. If you are selling a lot of a product, it should be cheaper because your profit margin, or not even your profit margin. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's your profit
Yeah,
period is at a
it should.
certain level. Yeah, if I'm the
If your
guy,
life, if your lifestyle is paid for that amount,
right.
and that's all you need. Why do you need more?
If that's it's the reason why Fruit of the Loom T-shirts are cheaper than you going to buy one T-shirt at a corner store because you could
Yeah,
buy a pack of
yep,
those T-shirts.
yep.
Even that, buying one Fruit of the Loom T-shirt is more expensive than buying a pack when you go through it because they could charge you less because now you're giving them more money.
Yep. Yep.
So something is gas is one of the things that should actually never really go up. It really shouldn't because it's a necessity. But it what happens is because it's a necessity, it goes up at will because
Mm-hmm.
they know we're gonna buy it. They know we're gonna whatever whatever they put it at.
And like we said, what we said for bread, milk, eggs, all the base, the bare necessities, as they say,
Mm-hmm.
those things are higher than everything, right? Like, it's one thing to
But you
have,
don't pay taxes on them.
well, but again, smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors. Don't, we're not paying tax on food. Oh, really? Why would you? Why would you? You're going, I need water, and you're going to tax me for my water?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I need that to survive.
Because you need it.
Mm.
It's
Again,
drugs, man. It's drugs, bro.
it's so disheartening that I'm not saying, again, I'm not gonna sit here and say I can run a country, but I mean there's some common folks that can give you solutions to some of these problems in the world, and they ain't listening to anybody.
Mm-mm.
Like, honestly, I'm seeing, like I said, I'm bringing up all this information. I'm like, somebody must have told somebody, hey, you know what? How would you just freeze the freaking gas prices? Don't let them rise. You see how much people will be happy about that? Just imagine, we're bringing the gas prices all across the country to 69.99, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
69.9. You know how much people will be happy?
Yeah.
Like, you want your world to be happy. Why would you force them to say,
Forget.
you know what? No, because of the war, we have to you have to pay double now because of it. You don't know why, you just have to. And again, a lot of people won't know. A lot of people don't know what's going on, and they're still paying.
And you said you don't know if you could run a country, but bro, most of these guys can't either. So
Yeah, no, it's
it's
true.
supposed to be a business.
It's
It's
true.
supposed to be ran as a business. And
It,
meanwhile, we're in trillions and quadrillions dollars of debt. I don't know if you remember I sent you that conspiracy theory
yeah, yeah.
pod.
Oh
Did
man.
you watch? Did you watch
Oh
that?
man.
That was one of the
Yo,
things they were
listen.
talking about. Like, how did none of
The
this makes
USA
sense?
told on themselves. The USA told on themselves. Buzz, listen, Buzz. Listen, Buzz.
Buzz gave a buzz.
Buzz gave the exclusive. He said, yo, you know what? We're gonna save that for the
Yeah, we'll
conspiracy
say that
show.
for another day.
Because,
Yeah,
but
we'll say
some of
that
these
for
things
another
these
day.
guys are saying, like, man, what is
Crazy.
going on? Again, the conspiracy theory, that whole label, I don't think it works.
Nah, it's not
It's
real.
not a
Yeah,
conspiracy. Somebody has either
it's not
seen it
proven.
being done, or it has been done and people have covered it up.
Yep.
So I'm like, it's
They
not a
put that label on
conspiracy,
to make man look crazy when they figure
right?
it out. You know what's
That
going
means
on.
that means every movie that has ever been made is a conspiracy theory.
That means
Because,
every thought,
yes,
literally, that doesn't
yes,
follow the norm
man,
is a
like
conspiracy
Superman,
theory.
and we know somebody who can fly. Let's make a movie about it. We know it's true. Again, smoke and mirrors, and that's what they do
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of these movies. Again, we're not.
Yeah.
I'll put this nugget out there because I mean,
Pocket that one.
some of
Stay
these movies,
tuned.
man. Some of these movies,
Some
folks.
of these everything.
You have to
Sits right in your face. Like
look at it.
they say, it's right in your face. The universal law is that they can't do anything without telling us first. That they tell you,
Crazy.
but
Crazy.
they don't just come out and say it to you. Like, hey, look over there. There's a white wall behind you. They don't tell you that. They'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, hey, there's a
Mm-hmm.
movie called The White Wall. You might want to
Mm-hmm.
watch it. You might want to watch it.
Facts.
And that's
Facts.
the world we live in.
One of
Everything is
the dopest movies ever created, and I wasn't even a fan of it until I watched it from start to finish. The Truman Show,
Yeah.
bro.
But I don't want to go. I want to leave it. I want to because I want to watch that
Okay,
again,
okay,
and I want
okay,
to.
okay,
We're gonna get
okay,
LT up here, have a
okay,
full
okay,
conspiracy
okay,
discussion.
okay, okay, okay,
We're
okay.
gonna go crazy. We're gonna tell you just how crazy we are, people.
I'm just saying. You thought we were mad. Wait till we put on the foil hats, bro. I shaved
Twilight.
my head for a reason so it can fit. I haven't even worn it for
Welcome
a while.
to the
I haven't worn it for a
Twilight
while.
Zone.
But yeah, the gas situation is a joke to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think they're doing that to force people to buy electric.
I don't think so. We had this discussion. I don't think so.
I honestly think they are.
I don't think so. I don't think they
Because
want.
I think it's getting too, again, because the electric cars, you can control them.
No, that's a
Yes.
valid point. That's
Yes,
valid.
you can.
That's
I mean,
valid.
yes, you have. But again, I mean, I was going in deep. Like you
That's
you set me on a path, bro. You put me. I took the video and like, yo, and I said, I need to talk about this, and this. I'm like, hold on, let me calm myself down because I was shaving my head doing it. That's what I did. I was like shaving my head. I'm like, yeah.
That's why you
This is
changed
damn
your
true.
head to
I
it.
was shaving, I was just going off. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's crazy, man. You got me. You got me. I know the truth now. So I'm like, man, all this stuff is coming through. I'm like, this is crazy. Cause I'm like, again, conspiracies when it comes to the high popular cell phone. Bro, remember we were talking about this. We said that the microphone and camera are always on.
Always.
They never stop.
Never.
And I know this, and they connect to everything.
Everything.
So I think I tested this out because we were talking about something on our podcast. And sure enough, the ads that were coming on the Facebook and the Instagram was about the conversation that we were having the day before.
Always.
I'm like, screw you guys. That is some up shit. Really. And this is why I've now made the decision to kind of almost cut off YouTube for my daughter. Because the way that they I want to say fully cut off, but I have to control it now because the way that they manipulate things, and it's not just the ads, it's the way they claim that these are kid shows and they're saying things and doing things that just are not kid based. Remember back in the day, and I was going to talk about this later, but remember back in the day, Saturday morning cartoons, bro, you'd get up excited. Get your plate of pancakes and hash browns or whatever, and you sit there watching Bugs Bunny and Transformers and all these shows, and you'll be good. Wholesome TV back then. Now you have all these content creators creating rage content. One time my daughter was watching a video and this person was just screaming. I'm like, yo, what are you watching? Oh, they're just raging on this video about this game. Like, why are you watching this? But that's how the algorithm goes. It just goes and tells you how to learn.
But let me ask you this then, because I think there's somewhat of a generational thing, and again, I do agree. But remember, we grew up watching man shoot at each other, Transformers and GI Joe and Cobra. We grew up watching Scooby Doo with ghouls and vampires and all these things.
Hmm.
We grew up watching some serious stuff too.
Yes,
It was just presented differently.
but I think we had the knowledge to know to turn it off.
Well, we went outside.
That-
That's the main difference. We had a break, and we didn't. It wasn't always accessible. We had to watch it Saturday morning, like you said. You
yeah,
can't.
I think it helped us be creative. Those shows, because again,
Yeah.
you would pretend you were this character, or you were pretending you were this
Hmm.
person,
Hmm.
and you took it outside, and you just it
True.
blew up into
Yeah.
something that it might in your eyes might be
Hmm.
true to you, but at the end of the day, you're going inside and you're back in the house doing whatever, you're back in the school doing whatever, and it's done. these,
Hmm.
these kids now, they just live off that stuff, thinking that's the reality.
Yeah.
And
They
it's
never have to
scary.
turn it off. Similar
No.
to the music, they never have to listen to their parents' music because they have their own
as
iPad,
as
their own
as much as I
all of that.
love the content
Excuse me.
creation world, and trying to make money on a streaming platform, it has broken everyone.
Mm.
And I've said this before, it's a gift and a curse. If you use it properly,
Hmm.
hell yeah,
It's a
you'll be
gun
successful. Yeah,
or a
you just
hammer.
have to you got to figure out what type, if you're loading with bullets, rubber bullets, or you know
Is it
silver
protection
steel.
or is it to murder? Are you trying to
Hmm.
protect yourself or are you just trying to murder
Yeah.
people?
Are you using the freaking
That's a
handle to hit
response.
somebody on the head, or are you
Yeah.
using the freaking muzzle to,
Yeah.
like,
Build or
how you,
destroy.
they give you the tool, you choose how to use it. And
Hmm.
again, there's so much accessibility to things that pique people's interest. I think there was one time way back when there was a video on YouTube how to teach someone to make a bomb. I'm like, bro,
Oh, for sure. You still
what?
probably can find that on the internet. You can find a whole bunch of
On the
craziness on
dark
the
web?
internet.
Yeah, yeah,
Dark web, as they call it. Tell
yeah.
me, the one thing that's always eluded me is how do you
Mhm.
get there?
How do you get to where?
The dark web.
The dark web is the web.
No,
Like it's
That's
there's that's again smoke and mirrors. The
making
dark
and
web.
going
We're
against my
we
point.
are on the dark web right now.
And I fully agree. I think my point is I'm not going there because I'm not interested.
Yeah,
So again,
but
it's the gun thing that there's people who are seeking this information, so it's going to be
mm,
there for them to consume. But
it's
also to your point, it depends on the type of upbringing and support and people and all that, the yada yada
mhm,
yada that you have
mhm,
around you that is because I'm not looking how to build a bomb, bro. And I'm not even saying that doesn't interest me. It's just not something
mhm,
I wouldn't look up. If it came on National Geographic, you know
mhm.
what I'm saying, or if it came on in my algorithm, I might watch it. I might.
But you're not searching for it,
I'm not searching for it, and I'm not a
right?
man who's searching. You know me. I don't even really like watching these friggin' stupid black. I mean, not black man versus women stuff anymore. I
Right,
don't.
right.
I avoid those like a plague because it does affect you. So if you're
That's
searching for these stuff,
okay. But here's the thing though. That's you,
yeah,
and that's somebody else,
yeah,
and somebody else is gonna want to look for that stuff.
right, right,
You
right.
could be you can be in different places of the world,
Hmm.
and or you can be next door neighbors,
Hmm.
and that person will be saying, "Yeah, I always wanted to find out how to build a bomb." And meanwhile, you're like, "I don't care for it,"
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
someone's gonna look for it, and someone before that has already took the time to put that information on the internet for someone to search
Hmm.
for, right?
Absolutely.
And it's just a chain reaction, right? So
Hmm.
as much as I hear you, I just know that there's always the other side of the coin,
No,
as they say,
absolutely. There's people out there that
the dark side
absolutely.
of the moon, as they call it.
Absolutely. And there
But
will always be. There will always be
yes,
good and evil and
yes, yes.
blah blah blah
Like I
and
said last time,
angels and
war
devils.
is always going to be there.
Yeah, there's always going to be something.
Always going to
That's
be someone that is going to go
that's
against
the
the
matter.
grain, and make a point, or try to make a point.
And the so-called grain, because sometimes the grain is not being going against. It's running exactly how it's supposed to. Like
Exactly.
again,
Sometimes
the
the
gas
grain,
prices.
sometimes the grain is perfect where it was,
Yeah,
and there's no need to
sometimes
push
it's
it.
whole grain.
Sometimes it
Sometimes it's
is 12
9 grain. Sometimes
Sometimes it's 12. You never know.
sometimes it's 12 grain,
You
man.
never know,
Sometimes
but it's
you
there.
never know. But
How it
it's
goes,
grain.
is that's
None of
up
them
to
are
us.
necessarily bad. It's just how much you eat.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And
Mhm.
you can definitely get sick by too much of a good thing. So just remember.
You can drown in a spoon of water.
Also true. Yep. You can choke on air.
Choke on air, imagine that. But it
Yeah.
happens. It can
It
happen.
happens. This is not false prophets here. We're
Mm-mm.
talking truth right now. This is the
Real
things
shit.
there's things out there that you would never imagine. Never imagine. I mean, I found out today that I have a friend who is allergic to the sun.
Oh yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that possible?
Hives sometimes and
The
stuff.
hives, yeah. And so I'm
Right.
like, so something that has given everything life is actually technically killing you.
Could kill you. Well,
I'm
I
like,
mean, skin cancer, stuff like that.
yeah, yeah.
They say.
But I'm just saying, like I saw the person break out in hives.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
have to wear a certain type of clothing to protect themselves. I'm like, yo,
Some people that can be allergic to their own sweat.
yes,
Same thing.
they could, yes, because of the irritation,
Mhm.
the salt in it,
Well,
everything. There's a
and
lot of things. A
again,
lot.
there's a lot. There's a lot
But
of
when did this happen though? Like when did the
a lot of
change happen?
artificial stuff going on in our environment,
Okay,
which is
see,
causing these
that's what I'm
issues. Yeah.
saying. Remember back in the day when they were talking about all these diseases, polio, and all this stuff, and I'm like, but where is it now?
They found that. Hey, Chris Rock told you that's the last disease they found a cure for. That's the last one.
That's a
The
lie.
rest, everything else, cancer still going on, AIDS still going on.
Hold
Although
on.
you
Okay,
can live
let's
with
go.
AIDS.
Stop. We're not going there because again, I
Yeah.
have some things to say about
Oh,
that.
see.
All
Okay, all
right,
right. My bad. My bad. My
because
bad.
I mean, some of these things are some bullshit. Okay, some bullshit. But anyways, I digress.
My
Moving
bad.
on. Moving on. Again,
Mm,
the whole crisis of gas is BS, and
mm,
people need to freaking get their heads together and stop this. And I mean,
mm.
just not freeze. Bring it back down to something that's livable. Because
Reasonable. But mhm.
I have people who are living check to check, and they're working two jobs. Like I manage people. I'm like, oh, I need you at the next staff meeting. Sorry, I won't be able to make the staff meeting for this job because I'm going to be at my other job
Mm.
working. I'm like, yo, like I feel bad for the person. I feel bad because I'm like, there's no way you need to do that. You shouldn't need to do that.
So what do you say when somebody will say to you, well, you people need to do more or live within their means or work harder or it's not, like in the free enterprise
Yeah. Hmm.
mentality, it is that
Hmm.
you have opportunities afforded to you. You just need to go out and get it.
That's half true. But at the
I
same time,
agree.
when you are always
Oh,
when
sorry.
you're all pulling up the bar all the time, yo, you can never get a break if they
That's a fact.
continue to always bring the norm. Oh, you yesterday it was at 2, now the norm is at 4. Just like those. I mean, I've seen movies where oh the quota's this and you get paid for this quota. All of a sudden you get to the place to okay. There was a movie In Time starring
Hmm.
Justin Timberlake, and
Yeah,
they were
yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah,
some
yeah,
type
yeah.
of quota, right? And all of a sudden,
Yeah.
oh, I did this much. Why am I getting this much? The quota's changed. So they didn't
Yeah.
tell anybody, but the quota changed. So now he's
Yeah.
getting less. So now
Yeah.
you have to work that much more.
Yeah.
That's how the world is right now. They
Yeah.
always bring up the
And the
bar.
successful person will turn, well, some, not all, some successful people will turn to the check to check people and say, yeah, well, you should have been prepared. You
Yeah, exactly.
should have went to school and got
Exactly.
a degree.
And
You
then
should
again, the
have,
people who are not who can't get to that next level, they go the opposite way, dark web, and they start doing crime to make the easier way of I want to say an easier, but a different way to
different
make
way.
ends meet.
And
Again,
sometimes the only way, regardless
yeah,
of what we, I don't like this idea that, and I've asked this question to people before where it's like, do you think homeless people want to be homeless? I think that was
nope,
their goal in life is to be on the street. Granted, some people do find a freedom in that. I'm not going to say, but the
yeah,
vast, and when I say vast,
yeah,
like probably 99% of them, if they could get off the streets, they would.
Yep.
And if they don't want to get out of the streets, it's usually something else is going on there, whether it's mental health, whether it's they don't
Addiction.
trust
Yeah.
addiction, they've been in so many bad situations that they no longer trust
Yeah.
the system
Yeah.
to take care of them.
There's a factor. There's a
There's a
factor that is
factor going
causing
on.
them.
It's not that
Yes.
they want to be out there or they rather quote unquote be out there when you really get down to it. So, and it's similar to most criminals. I'm not saying there aren't some people that are addicted to the excitement of crime and of going against the grain, as we spoke. Some
Mm-hmm.
people are excited about that idea, which I could somewhat understand just from watching crime movies or like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
bank heist movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting to even watch them come up with this stuff, and it's not even
It's
real,
true.
quote unquote.
It's true.
But
It's true.
most people don't want to do that stuff. They're doing it because they think that's all they can do, or they've come to the point where that's all they know.
Yep. Very true. Very true. It's scary. It's scary because it's almost like they're forcing their hand.
Yes.
They're forcing their hand to do
Well,
something they really want to.
let me tell you something. If I grew up differently
You
in
wouldn't be in
certain
this situation.
environments,
Mm-hmm.
I thank God for my father because if he wasn't around, who knows what I would have been?
I,
Who knows what
I,
type of
I,
child? And I'm not saying I'm even a bad. I was never a bad kid. I was never into mischief, but influence and peer pressure is a hell of a thing. And
yeah.
if I wasn't afraid of my dad busting my tail,
Mm,
I might have did some things, and I still did some things,
of course. Of course.
but I didn't do a lot of things.
No.
I'm saying
To this day, you can still do some things.
some things I did. Some I still do
That's
some things, but that
uh,
fear
uh,
of embarrassing family, as much as myself,
mm,
is a thing in the back of my mind all the time. Letting down my parents who did everything for me not to go to prison, not what I'm saying, not
mm,
to get involved in certain things. They did everything to keep me out of that. So who would I be at this point to fall into that? But push came to shove, I can't tell you that I might not explore it if I had to. If I was backed into a corner, I can't tell you. I can't even tell you. I never thought of doing things, but the thought was always trumped by, nah, I can't let my parents down. Worst of all, again, I can't. There's no women in jail, bro. There's no gal in jail, sir.
this is true. This is
That's
100%
not
true.
my thing.
So,
I don't love man.
I hear you. I hear you. All right, let's switch gears and another take, another topic I wanted to bring up: birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
I say that because as in about 45 minutes, I will be turning 47 years old.
Oh,
So,
it's your birthday tomorrow, or
mm,
what time is it
mm,
now?
well, technically,
Just now.
yeah, I'm technically old now over there, but I'm
Oh
still
yeah, yeah.
here.
You're old here already,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
You're
I'm
an
already
old
over
man
there.
over
So
here.
I'll hold the time here. I'll
Happy
hold the time
birthday!
here.
Happy birthday over
Thank
here.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. When we get there, really, then I'll like okay. But I was having a moment because my dad had his 80th birthday uh,
Mm,
in Nigeria, and he did
mm-hmm.
a big, big, big thing for him. Well,
As
we did
you
something
should.
big for him there,
Nice.
and and I know I remember you talking about your birthday coming up,
Mm-hmm.
and you're making a big deal. Do you think people take that next year for granted, like birthdays for granted? Is it just like another holiday, like a Christmas, like a like? Is it too commercial now that people don't really care for it? I really, like I said, I haven't really had any type of big celebration
Mm-hmm.
since I was, a kid.
Mm,
Right? But I'm like, now that I see it, I'm like, it's just another day. I don't get a day
mm,
off,
mm.
right? I still go to
Ah,
work. It's
mm,
still another day. I mean, I'm blessed to say I've reached those years, but I'm like,
mm-hmm.
is it all about the hype anymore? Is the hype gone now? Is it because
I
we're working so much craziness?
I think as you get older, it's not the same, and I think it's also very individual because I know some people that do take
Mm,
their birthday very serious. But
true.
the older you get, I think the less impact it might have, unless it's like a milestone. For me, let me speak for me. For me, it's
Mhm.
more about the milestone birthdays more than anything.
Yeah.
But I also do like to celebrate it to a degree or in some way. To
Okay.
your point, not necessarily no big nothing, but I don't like to be in the country, at least not my city, if I could help it. On my birthday, I don't like to work. I usually take that day off some kind of way.
Mm, okay.
Um, but it's not like I have birthday parties or dinners anymore. And also like I don't have as many friends.
Someone, I was about to say that. I'm like, yo, I was talking to someone yesterday. Say, yo, don't you go out and do things? I know. I don't have any friends really. I just go to work and go home.
I don't have as many people that I want to celebrate with.
Tell them again. Tell them again, folks. I'm
To be
like, yeah,
honest, yeah, my
really.
family is fine. Um, one what I do believe, and we spoke about this in different capacities,
Mm,
is a tradition, and you make your tradition your own. It doesn't
true.
mean you have to be traditional. For
True.
example, my birthday, my best friend Shauna will, for both of our birthdays, we will take each other out for a dinner. That's
Mm,
been a ritual we've had for like 10 plus years.
yes.
We do that every year for her birthday. I take her somewhere. She takes me somewhere,
Mhm.
and that's one of my again rituals. The other
Oldest.
one being trying not to be in Toronto if I can help it.
Fair enough.
I'd
I
rather
can
be
understand that,
somewhere anywhere but my city.
and I can respect that because
Yeah.
why would you want to be here when you can be somewhere else? But then I'm like, how do you get there? You have to
It's
work
money. It's money.
X
It's money.
amount of dollars. Like you have to plan
Hmm.
this whole situation to get where you say you don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So that means you have to be extra vigilant in your work
Mhm.
hours, in your spending and whatnot, your savings or whatnot to get where you say, I want this day off to do whatever. That's a
Yeah.
lot of work, bro. Just for one day.
But you're right. That's true. I don't think it's as daunting as you might be making it sound because
Maybe. Maybe.
you have a year. Like if this I don't celebrate Christmas like that. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving like that. Those are all family things.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mostly because my belief is those things are man-made. They're not real. Your birth, which if we go in our conspiracy bag, arguably isn't real either. But your birthday is the one thing that we can cite as, yeah, I was born. I was actually born because I'm actually here.
Hmm.
I was told I was born on this day, so I'm going to work with
Hmm.
this day.
Hmm.
Uh, so you have for me, I don't care if I don't do anything else, but
Okay.
celebrate my birthday in some capacity, which is
Oh,
also goes back to the somewhat of the argument of living within your means. I used to say I'm not going to be in the country, but sometimes you don't have a control over that. COVID changed that for me one couple of years. I had to
yes.
be in the country, um, so I now change it to I don't want to be in the city, which also affords me a cheaper trip rather than
Oh, I hear what you're saying now.
I could
Yeah,
go to Blue Mountain. I'm not in my town.
that's
I
true.
could I could go to Sarnia. I'm not in my town. Like I mean, it's just getting away from the
The
routine,
norm. Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
norm, and
Yes.
again, one of the themes on our show is everything needs a break. You need a
Yeah.
break from every possible thing that you could possibly think of in this world that you do. So, and especially work, you need a break from.
No, I totally agree.
And
Totally,
what
totally,
better
totally
reason than
agree.
your birthday? What
Oh,
what more realistic reason than your birthday? Everything else could be argued, but your
yeah.
birthday, that's
Yeah.
your personal day
You
that
might
you
share
should
it, but
celebrate.
no one else came out but you on that day, unless you're a
Well, I'm
twin.
sure other people came out, but I understand what you're
Conspiracies.
saying. That's the one thing that is you. Like, yeah, I in Omar wrote, I September 12th, 19th I was I
You're
was
the only
born.
one.
Yeah. But my thing is like I said, like my 50th is coming up.
Mm,
And because it's my 50th, I'm going overseas on a cruise. I've never done that before, but well, if this war doesn't freaking screw that up,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't. So having said that, I, and yes, saved. But I saved from last year, not even the year, not even 2025. I should say 2024. I started saving for this
Mm.
because I knew my 50th is coming up. So I might. Life is somewhat about planning, and to again the point of living within your means. A lot of us just want to do more than we can afford and or handle, and I
Yep.
understand it. We're influenced by so many outside forces that make us think that we have to go here and we have to do this. Again, another theme that we've talked about.
Hmm.
For me, putting that into the birthday thing for me, because I know being on this planet as a black man for 50 years, surviving relatively healthy, relatively happy, relatively everything, that is to be celebrated as much as possible. So I thought of it 2 years before. So it's 48,
Okay.
47. I've been thinking about
So
this.
you were planning. You're
Yeah,
like, okay,
and
this has to be.
it's the one time I invited everybody I like, friends, family, and some people I don't like so much. I invited them because I wanted as much people there to say, so I could say, you know what? I did this with my people. I did this with my village. I
Hmm.
get, but on the other hand, not everybody can make it.
True.
So what? I wish you were there, but I'm
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Even if it was by myself, I'm going.
That makes sense.
Because
That
you
makes
got guys,
all the sense.
you don't get it. You don't know if you're gonna make it to 48, for example.
Yeah.
No curse, no God forbid, and all of that
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we like
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. No, I
So you
get
might
you.
as well celebrate it while you celebrate
Yeah.
your 47th, because who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Do it. Do
Who
what you need
knows?
to do now. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
Life
you're
is
right.
short,
Gas
man.
prices, war, illness, people. And I mean, like
People.
just regular people just can just end you in a heartbeat just because they're having a bad day. We've
Not
already
saying you
covered
empty your
a
bank
few
account
shootings or
or
whatnot.
run up your
Yeah.
credit card. I'm not
There's a
saying that,
lot of
but
people.
even then, you get to come back. You're gonna come back and go back to work, and then you can start paying off your debt again.
Yeah. Yeah. System is that's one of the good things about the system that they can protect you for some of that stuff, but still, you still have to go back to work.
And stuff.
They'll give you some leniency, but you have to go back to work.
Tell
That's
you, one of
crazy.
the worst days of my life is going back to work from vacation.
Day one right after.
That's why I don't go back. I always book off an extra day just to.
Just to
I come
recuperate,
back,
just to get back to
get
reality. It's
my
like,
mind back in. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I got back to work. No more open bar. No more buffet. No more back to work. It's cool though. Like it is what it is.
I think
It's
I
what
would
we
I would
signed.
look
It's
at
not what we
life.
signed up for, but it's what we have to endure.
I would probably look at life so much differently if I went on a vacation, on a yearly vacation. I think I'd be a
I
whole different person because I haven't
I
gone out on a vacation since 2012. So, and
I
that's never really
guarantee
a
you.
vacation. Like
I
I'm
guarantee
looking at
you.
myself. I'm like, I could be a totally different person. Like I could see things
Guarantee it.
a totally different way if I went to Italy one year and then Bali the next year and then Trinidad the next or whatever. Just picking a place and going. You
Hmm.
know, Hong Kong. All these places. Just you can get educated and enlightened just by going to someone new. Just go somewhere,
No.
someplace new.
And again, you're even speaking big. Those are a few of those places I've never been. I want to go, but I've never been.
Mm, mhm, mhm,
Italy, as part of the cruise stops, but
mhm,
it even starts in going me to Winnipeg, going
mm,
to Montreal,
mm,
going
mhm,
to
mhm.
Vancouver,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Going to Seattle, going to, like, I'm not saying these places are the best places to go, but you meet different people, different types of life, and
Mhm,
and then you just my sort of called advice. You scale up from there. You start going to the cheaper places or cheaper
mhm,
farther places,
mhm,
Mexico,
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Dominican,
I hear
Jamaica,
what you say.
then you scale up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna want to. That's the thing.
So you start slow, then
Yeah,
build up to
yeah,
the high end.
yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
I
You're
definitely
gonna
hear you.
want to. After you go to Miami, you're gonna want to go to Jamaica or DR
Yeah,
because
I hear
that's
you.
tropical, but it's not tropical enough.
I got you. I
You
got
know
you.
what I'm
So
saying?
I should start small. So basically, I need to go to like Montreal first. That's
Yeah,
somewhere I
why
can
not?
afford. I've
Why
never
not?
been, so I'm like, you know what? I should just go.
Exactly. Exactly. I was
Why
just gonna
not?
say, if you've never been, you should go.
Just take a weekend and go.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
should
blame
try
you.
it.
I
You
don't.
should
I
try it.
like that. And then
And
and
you
BC
might.
too.
The other part of it is what we also have to realize is you might hate it. You might,
But it's an experience. It's an
but it's an
experience.
experience. I doubt you'll
Mm.
hate it, but people have gone on trips and had bad experiences.
Well, again, when it came to traveling, I'm like, okay, what is over there that is not here?
Everything.
And that's the thing, like I'm trying to figure out what is
It's
there.
not everything. It's not
I
everything,
mean,
especially if you're
no,
talking about Montreal.
but yeah, I'm just because I mean, I moved from Toronto to here.
Mhm.
Yes, Toronto's definitely different, but
There you have it.
it's still
And
Canada.
Montreal is much different than Toronto.
Yeah,
Montreal,
yeah.
honestly, is one of the places in this country that I implore people to go, especially if you haven't traveled much, because it is like going to a different country.
Really?
Because it's French, first of
Yes.
all. So even as soon as you get there, it's almost like I'm in a
Yeah.
different place because you're not
Mm.
speaking English. Most of you walk into a store, you're not getting hello, you're getting bonjour. They're going to speak to you in French first. Like
Especially if you're flying there, because if you're driving there, it's different, no?
maybe in feel, I could actually see that being different in feel.
Mm.
Yes, but still, and I've been to Montreal many times, and I always feel like I'm not in Canada. I'm not in the same Canada.
Mm.
And again, like to your point, it is different going to Winnipeg and Vancouver, which I've done that. That's the first time I did those last year,
Mhm. Mhm.
and those are also very different, but
Mhm.
it's not as different as Quebec.
Really? Mm.
Quebec is different.
Okay.
But
Okay.
and even just the way it looks, Montreal's a very European styled city. It's gotten more modern, but they're still very most of their buildings there are old and
Yeah.
restored, where
Yeah.
it's not a lot of tear downs and rebuilds like we have here.
Okay. Okay. So they respect the history of the
Yes,
buildings there.
the culture is very intact because they don't want to let it go, right? You know, the Quebecois fight all
And
that French
yeah,
people.
yeah. And that's what one thing I frown about with Toronto is that they were always just modernizing everything.
Mm.
I mean, perfect example is Maple Leaf Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
That can never be knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
However, they've turned it into
Condo, I think.
a is it a condo now?
I don't. It's something like
Yeah,
well, part of it is a
it's
Loblaws.
being used. Yes,
Yeah.
part of it is a Loblaw. Like again, why would you change that historical place to a Loblaws? You know how that spits in the face of people who were playing there, blood, sweat, and tears and whatnot. That makes no sense, right? There's
Yeah.
places that are nostalgic. Eh, We'll even talk about shoot Flemo Park and all them places. They've broken them places down. They're
I
gone.
went through
They're
not
gone.
Flemo. I went through oh my gosh, where am I drawing a blank? What's the other one? There's Flemo, there's downtown. Oh my gosh. Regent Park.
Gone.
Brenda,
Gone.
that place is great right now.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh
It's
my
nice.
gosh. I'd
Yes.
live there right
Yes.
now.
Yes. It is beautiful.
Growing that was not happening growing up. No,
No.
sir. No, sir.
When you always see that dark cloud, and the dark cloud just stayed there in Regent Park.
Well, it's the Care Bear stare is all over there. Let me tell you that. They
They
brighten that place up, son.
Yes. Yes.
That
Now
was
again,
nice.
there's some of these places needed to be some brighten up, but again,
Yeah,
some places this you don't touch. Look at exhibition place.
yeah, yeah.
Again, it's not I when I went there, I was so confused. When they did the X, it's two
Hmm.
halves.
Oh, I
It's
don't
it
even know. I haven't been
Yeah,
there in
they
years.
have a kid size and then they have an adult side.
Oh yeah.
You have a sky thing that's going to. I mean, then you have the stadium there too. I'm like, man, back in the day, You can just go there with your brethren them at the X, and talk to
Mm,
Gal and them, or you go gamble a
mhm,
few things and play some games, and just trolling with your backpack and
mhm.
and that's it. And you just walk, and you knew where you're walking. You knew everything was cool, and that was it. Now, man, you have to have a map because you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
There's so much things that they've changed and they've added, and just for money, it's not.
It's a cultural thing, and even everything is cultural.
I
Toronto
understand.
wants to be a first world, first class city, so they want to be compared to LA, New York, um, whatever, London, all of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
first rate, and it quite honestly is one of the best cities in the world. So
No, for sure.
I can't, I, I, I would love for it to stay the same, but I understand why they do it. Whereas Montreal, that's what they want their
Yeah,
old ways to sustain the culture of the francophone people of Canada because they are um, under extinction orders. Basically, like they're not. There's
they don't
people
exist.
that leave there in droves because they don't want to speak French, or they English is the first language in the country, and speaking French is good, but
Hmm.
to make that the only place that it's a first language is makes them ostracized to a degree. So I understand them also trying to preserve their culture, whereas
Holding on to it.
holding on to
Last
it tight. Whereas I also understand why Toronto wants to not erase because there is elements that are held on to, but they always want to be progressing. That's the culture of Toronto: progress and change,
the thing with the
evolve.
culture though, it was not Toronto's culture. It was someone else making it Toronto's culture, if you know what I mean. The people made what we call the culture the culture. Little Jamaica.
Yeah,
It's the reason why it's
yeah,
called
yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Little
That's true.
Italy, right?
That's very
All these
true.
places, Chinatown,
Yeah, that's very
every
true.
country except probably China has a
Mm-hmm.
Chinatown,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, I think it's just the people. And again, when you do get older and people move on, then yeah, the times have changed, and that what was there is no longer needed there. So you
Mm-hmm.
take it away, and there's going to be somewhere else that's going to be the new nostalgic place for somebody, or the new
Mm-hmm.
it plot or whatever. Because again,
Yeah, right. You're right. You're right.
back in the day, we used to have clubs on a regular basis in Toronto.
Yep.
Now, how many clubs are there
Adelaide,
right now?
Adelaide, and Richmond.
Adelaide, yeah,
Yeah.
that was the club
No,
district.
those ain't
There's
around no
nothing there.
more. There's no
Everything's
such thing as
condos
a
now.
club district anymore.
Exactly, exactly.
Sibs,
That's
Sibs
what I'm saying.
works in the nightclubs and Rome too, and they both say, yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
the
what it
same.
once was. These kids don't go out. These kids don't
Yeah,
drink like that every so often. It's still a certain age group that's still out there or close to that age group, but it's not the same.
same,
Not
same.
seeing lines and thing like that like we used to see. You have to go to the club early because you might not get in and thing. That doesn't happen often.
Mm.
Not anymore.
Unless there's an event like a superstar
So
coming.
yeah, exactly. Has to be
Yeah,
something. Has to be
doesn't
something.
happen though.
Yeah.
There's no place for that anymore. So I get it.
Yeah.
Anyways, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's late night. I'm going to get myself some food,
Yeah,
and
get
I'm
myself.
going to let this man go to sleep because he
And I've
has
been
work
sitting
tomorrow.
on this ball, and my core is killing me. I don't know how this is supposed to be good for
You
you,
got a good
but god,
workout
damn,
though, bud.
it's
Got a good
supposed to
workout.
be. God damn, son. Oh boy,
I
I
actually have
don't
to
even
get
know
one
if
of
I can
myself.
stand up right now.
I think I need to get myself a
Yeah,
ball too.
they're good. It's a good thing. Good for you. It's definitely good for you.
Yeah, yeah, I'll have to do that. But that's it for us,
Yes,
folks.
sir.
Another great show. Again, sometimes we don't need real topics. We just talk. And
Shoot
sometimes
the.
it's more than others. Shoot the That's how it is. But anyways, that's it. That's all. For myself, Sir Tokes, Slang Hugh, Darkness with the Ginger Hue, we're out. Peace.